Hey guys, this is your mini lesson for this week. We are continuing our work with improvising. So we did some work with this last week. I loved seeing your guys' faces on Flipgrid, so we're going to keep going with some of that just so that we have a chance to see each other. But remembering from last week that work that we did with improvising. So remember, improvisation is when we come up with some creative solution to a problem using whatever tools and materials that we have in front of us, even if they're not strictly the best things for the job. So here's some fun, creative ways that people used improvisation in order to create some new and useful tool. So like a toothbrush holder or a fountain out of a piano, or using a tissue box to hold all of your bags that you might have from the grocery store. There's a teapot that's a bird feeder, or using the paper clip or the staple remover in order to open up a keychain. This is a cheese grater that's turned into a jewelry storage for earrings. Using a rubber band to get paint off of your paintbrush. So some of you wrote about this one, using a fork kind of as a way to get a nail out of a piece of wood, or even using a clip on the end of your toothpaste to keep all of the toothpaste towards the front of the tube. So those are some cool creative ways. And so you're going to do kind of the next step of this. So remember, many times in life we have these things that happen to us unexpectedly. Something arises and we don't expect that it's going to happen, and that's when we're kind of on our toes and we have to improvise, like when we're trying to learn virtually right now, right? And so this is where that idea of kind of going with the flow comes from. So you have a few situations down here on the second page, and you're going to write about how you think you could use improvisation, how you could improvise through this situation in order to kind of help yourself through it. So I did the first one for you as just an example. So you've planned a birthday party with enough food for just 6 people, but then 10 people show up. So what could you do? So you could think of a dish and whip it up quickly, something that you have in your house that you know that you have enough of, and that way you would have enough food for everybody. So you could also order a pizza, or do something that you could do kind of going with the flow on the fly to figure that out. So you have several, I think 3 or 4 other situations here to think through, and then you have a challenge today. And so your challenge is going to happen on Flipgrid, but you can go and collect these things. You need to find 2 pieces of paper, 2 Band-Aids, 2 paper clips, and 2 slices of gum. Hopefully you have all that stuff in your house. If not, then improvise and come up with some other materials that you could use for building your house. You're going to build a house with only those objects. So those are the only things you can use. You can't use scissors, you can't use tape, you can't use anything else. And then I want to know what it looks like, so you could attach a picture below so that I can see it. And then you're going to share it for me on Flipgrid. So the link is right here. It'll look like this once you get on there. So here's your house challenge. So you can see me, and then share. And then you guys can comment on each other's on there as well, so that we can get some discussion going back and forth. Make sure you're appropriate. This is still a school setting, so make sure you're appropriate. But I'm excited to see your houses and see how you are improvising to come up with some cool and creative ways of doing that. Okay, that's your mini lesson for today. Make sure you submit it. This is due on Friday. Talk to you later.